Welcome to The Link this week. And tonight we are still talking development, and we are going to be speaking to Uganda Development Corporation. It's a government instrument, it's a government corporation, so to speak. And in the studio, my guest tonight is Dr. Patrick Birungi, who is the Executive Director for the Uganda Development Corporation. So, Doctor, welcome. Our minutes are always never enough, so we'll start straight away. What really does Uganda Development Corporation of today do? There used to be one, but we have kind of a new one today.
The core function of Uganda Development Corporation, whether old or new, remains the same. The environment has changed, and Uganda Development Corporation today is the investment arm of government. Established by the UDC Act of 2016, with the core function of investing in strategic areas on behalf of government. So wherever government feels that these are strategic areas for one reason or another, UDC goes in. Now we do it with the private sector. And the whole aim of UDC is not to go in, invest and stay in there, but we go in, invest, stimulate that particular sector, de-risk it, allow the private sector to come in, and then UDC moves on and invests in another area. Okay, and I'm going to anchor my next question on UDC being government but working in private sector, which is clever. Because they say private sector, government only enables private sector, but here you, first of all, handhold almost. Who can benefit from the UDC services? Which areas of private sector are you working with? Thank you very much, and that is very critical for us. We have areas we've defined in our strategic plan as key strategic areas for this country. Value addition in the agriculture sector. We have a lot of potential here that is completely untapped on all the products. So we are saying really we need to come in agro value addition, and particularly the component of agro-industrialization. So we are working in the agro-industrial sector, value addition on cassava to produce so many different products. Could be ethanol, could be starch, and so on. On tea processing, so that we can produce the tea, ready-made teas for exports and for local market. Then we are into sugar, so that we turn sugarcane into. So we come in that space. So if you are working in that space, and you are an entrepreneur who is finding challenges because of certain market failures. Could be information failure, could be capacity failure to acquire adequate financing and so on. UDC comes in, you invest together, and then you move to the next level. UDC always has an exit strategy. Then we also working in mineral value addition. Currently, we are talking about the cement industry. In the cement industry today, most of these cement industries import clinker, which is almost ready-made cement, more than 85% cement. Now that means there is a market failure. This importation here should be substituted, and we have the raw materials to substitute this. So we are thinking of going into that industry, not to compete with the cement industries, but to produce the clinker that these cement industries need. So we go in to fill a gap.
Bridge the gaps.
Bridge those gaps in that sense.
So we are farmers, we want to add value to something and maybe export. How do we qualify to attract you? Do we come and say we have a proposal? What happens?
We have different ways that we generate our projects. One could be walk-ins, meaning that a private sector who has developed the thinking around a particular business line.
Yeah.
You want to add value to a product X to produce all X, Y, Z. You come in with a concept to UDC.
Okay.
And we have a process that we have to go through. We do due diligence, we do appraisal of your proposals and so on. But we can also, when we feel the idea makes sense, we can work together to develop what you haven't done.
Okay.
Like a detailed feasibility study. So we can work together towards that. So that is one way. So yes, if you are a group, and we are not in the micro space, small and micro. We are into the medium space.
Yes. A few people, a bit of size.
A bit of size. But critical about this size is that it must be impactful on the community. Okay. So if you are into, say, tea processing, and you know that there are 6,000 farmers who depend on the tea processing facility. Now that creates impact on
value
the community.
chain.
The value chain impact is big. We are also not looking at Samuel Setumba who wants to set up and then import everything and then export everything. Then Samuel can do without us, or can do with the
bank loan.
The bank loan.
Okay.
But we want to be in that space where we create transformative impact on the community. So you can walk in, yes, we talk to us, we assess your proposal, we tell you we want to go into this space or we will. The other way is we also generate internally proposals in areas where we think this is very critical. So we again can generate proposals and take them to its logical conclusion. And the third is guidance or leadership guidance. The president can say, we need to go into this area. We go in there, we study that area.
It's a moment of prerogative also.
Yes.
Our final question, Doctor. So you are one of the implementers mentioned in the stimulus package, and now you have explained, I understand why. Some in excess of 100 billion allocated to you. So in case this money comes, what happens? Ugandans are waiting and say, hey, what happens if you got the money? Somewhere 100 billion is a lot of money. Yes. But it can also be very little money for investments. I agree. Yeah, so it's a lot of money because on average, if you look at medium-sized enterprises, maybe you spend about 15 to 25 billion on a project. So meaning that you can have 6-7 billion, 6-7 projects established across the country, depending on the industry. But also when you look at a big facility, it may not even be enough for one project. For example, if you want to go into cement, a fully integrated cement factory, 100 billion is not enough. 100 billion is not enough. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's big and it can also be small. So what we've been doing, because our budgets haven't been big, what we've been doing is develop a pipeline of projects. Okay. So we have a number of projects already developed, and we are waiting for resources. Okay. So the moment we get these resources, they are already a pipeline of projects that we need to develop further and make an investment. Quite a number of areas. One is into cotton processing, into cotton lint, wool, but also to produce the medical cotton requirements, and then the medical gauze and stuff like that. Things which we're importing now. Things we are importing now. Doctor, before we finish in 1 minute, supposing I have a project, I don't need money, but I need technical assistance, but also developmental. Can I come? You are welcome. You come. We also give you that kind of support so that you can move it to the next level. I know time is not enough for us, and UDC has a website where information can be got. Please visit the UDC website and visit UDC offices. Doctor, where are the offices of UDC?
Offices are on Lumumba Avenue,
yes.
Solis House, 5th floor.
Lumumba Avenue, Solis House. Please visit UDC if you need capacity, but also if you have some development ideas and you need a partner in government, please, UDC will be there waiting for you. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. That is UDC, that's development, that is stimulus. That was the link tonight.